game one alone. It's really been a couple of interesting starts where we've traded possessions back and forth, and Daniel doing everything he can downfield to get SSG on the board.
Well, that is not a carrier's goal. That is just making the most of a situation that Daniel didn't really expect. There was a whiff from Furia on the goal line.
Wondering whether or not that means SSG are going to be more than happy just to play boom ball here, because if you catch him like this, it's going to be easier to pop it over the backline defender when nobody's rotating for space. That's exactly what Space Station do.
It's the man we want to see more from. LJ just bends his car one way, then bends it back the other. Hold out when Furia do come forward. They will get 3 goals, but now as Furia attacking Arsenal stage, Jan surely puts it in to get Furia's first goal of the game, and there it is.
And this is great pressure, too. I mean, Lost is able to get 2 defenders to bite on that mid-push, and Jan comes in for the closing finish, but really, I was wondering how
far in the first couple of games.
Yeah, it looks like he's been more maybe of the catalyst of the offense than Daniel has, but as I say that, there you go. So a tie game very quickly, and that's the SSG offense that you're kind of accustomed to as Arsenal gets 2 to bite, and LJ centers it nicely for Daniel.
I don't want to keep on critiquing Furia, but once again,
towards the wall, bring it through the corner. You shouldn't have 2 that are that freely exposed, and you shouldn't have an open goal like this where Daniel has 2 members in front and he still finds a way to slot it.
Yeah, but LJ causing more chaos there, getting it past Card. Lost misses again, and Daniel had to do a lot of work. The finish wasn't easy. He's done so much good work this series. Almost gets it towards Arsenal. But Arsenal have tagged lackadaisical. That lets Lost in, and Furia, I think, really needed that with 1 minute 20 left.
Absolutely did, and that's all set up by Jan's 50 win. Card the follow-up as well. The pressure's mounting, and Lost just flies in single file.
Well, do manage to have some control of the ball, though. LJ's going to be beaten here, though, by Lost. His speed has really started to help Furia, and it's going to really help them now as he takes the overtime.
That's just a beautiful play. I mean, Lost slows it enough, gets it around 2, gets it around 3. Goodbye on skates. Nice knowing you. We'll see you next. Offense going.
Where you worry, though, is that when a team is as delicate as Furia, if they have this position and don't make the most of it, they might live to regret it. But that hasn't happened. They do have their lead, and it's Lost with the goal.
And again, these 50s in the closing seconds of the offensive third for Furia, that's set up so many
areas. But this game and this series is looking more and more like the Furia of old, especially with LJ missing. Card says yes to the freebie, 1-0. Didn't have to do any work for that.
It's like when chickens look up in the rain and they drown. You look up once and you're like, oh, guess what? Waterfall. Boom. There you go. Card takes advantage. You ever seen?
Real chance there to put that one on target. Daniel from the side. Arsenal beats his opponent. Arsenal should equalize here. And just like that, Furia's playstyle has backfired.
There was too much space for about 7 minutes in this entire stretch where there was opportunities here for SSG to just throw the ball downfield and keep this one up for another swing. I think they do.
Lovely fake. Daniel, he wins it with 7 seconds left. There was a fake in the air, but it's the Daniel show, really.
He doesn't win that without getting that midfield boost. He does not finish this play down to this final kickoff.
Oh, it's a good one for SSG as well. Arsenal can just flick it over the top. And Furia, it has to be said, have collapsed. It's good work from SSG, but 3-1 from the position they were in, that is painful for Furia.
It really is.
Champions Field, and truly I've got no idea who is on top here. Furia looked dominant for a couple of games, but Space Station Gaming have come roaring back, and they are punishing Furia.
And the last thing you want is Daniel to be the main one getting going for SSG. When you're getting on Champions Field, everybody commits, but no out of the field, and that means he has confidence in LJ and Daniel to do their best to keep this one out. No way, LJ just resets it cleanly over the last man back. It can't be that easy for SSG. I mean, he beats it on the sidewall, and that's it. That's the reset right over again.
He makes it. They've carried on fighting throughout, but Space Station may well have beaten them here. LJ over double.
Oh, man.
That could seal it, and that does seal it.
LJ's gaming. He is gaming. Look at him go. Thanks for playing. Appreciate the game 5. I'll see you on YouTube. Again, looking at Razebull and really Garrett. Like, those are the top 2 you're going to have to deal with, right? Like, Justin's, again, always a threat, always a problem, but Razebull is the catalyst for the offensive complexity, and if they're going to get going early, you're going to do it through him.
Look at the pace of Razebull there. Getting the 100 boost and just dribbling around every single player from he was pretty much an example of what they can do, the reason they're making grand finals and coming forwards, but NRG are finding form themselves, and it's 1-1.
I mean, this is just, again, a great touch by Squishy to set it all up. This is what he does, and Garrett flies into the lane and falls off towards the corner, keeps the play alive. Nice communication out of NRG, and look what happens. Another open net. That's exactly what we were worried about just a couple of seconds prior, but Justin was still upfield, and Squishy puts it on a silver platter for Justin to finish it.
Yeah, Ray's ball, I think his wide rotation. Brings that one long. CRR, though, is already there. Garrett comes again. Ray's ball from the side. It's going to backfire again. These mid-rotations for Complexity, NRG is starting to read them.
I mean, that's just a bad touch from CRR, right? Like, maybe you're thinking he's going to give it to Ray's ball. He's going to try to throw it towards the corner.
But so far, they're going to have to put NRG to the sword. NRG might be about to double the lead here if he's got the redirect, and he has. It's 2-0 NRG.
I mean, one gets demoed in the process, but Ray's ball leaves it to Justin. Justin, beautiful reaction on that one just to get it downfield in time. And you're not going to beat Garrett on a...
Come back and come forward. Pretty much non-stop from this point forwards. Raysball tries to find CRR, and he does find CRR. Raysball still the difference when Complexity do score.
Raysball sets it all up beautifully as well. Around 2. NRG's got nowhere to go. And you just close in on the gap. AJG the center to Raysball, still alive. Raysball again. He gets 2 touches. CRR finally finds the back of the net, and we're tied up with 2 seconds to play.
This is how Complexity keep making the late stages in these tournaments. They just do not give up. You always got this.
To no one for the moment. Justin will try to keep this one alive.
And does so as well. Garrett G's there. Could be able to finish what he started earlier. Garrett G turns it around and takes the overtime.
Oh, he's the best player on this team for a reason. Justin off the ceiling. Garrett on his lonesome. I mean, it's an easy read, but CRR just waits.
To take out AJG, but can't quite do it. And Garrett needs to get this boost. Isn't able to. Raise ball. Just as I was saying he was getting quiet, he finds a little bit of space and he ain't going to miss.
And he was the one to open up the offense in game 1, and he's been quiet since, but finally here he comes right back up the gut. Beautiful placement on that touch as well. Favorites, but that's kind of, again, even in NRG's worst days, that's the dangerous power of the squads. You never are going to count them out when things like this continue to happen. Squishy sets up everybody, and Justin finds the goal.
Fair enough. Squishy rolling back the years and just knocking Raysball out the... He's in the carry roll and just trying to keep the ball to himself a little bit more. This could be an instance. He just... Oh, okay, that was the right decision. Well, that was a pretty poor shot, but apparently it's worked out.
I mean, it's going to be easier when you have an enforcer upfield who can just bully his way towards the net.
Justin was sideways. Okay, yeah.
Teams in North America, and they were constantly fighting for top 6 qualification, so they know what the stress is like. They know what they have to do to keep themselves involved in these regionals, to keep themselves involved for qualifications at majors, and it's plays like this from AJG, who's been pretty quiet this series.
Yeah, but CRR getting involved again.
Energy to make these defensive saves, to make these commits, and to force those challenges on the backboard. Like we've seen, it's a beautiful spread, and CRR gets involved early.
Complexity are fighting to get their 3rd reverse sweep this season. A team that just never say die, but always...
Long passes for a redirect, but you're starting to see Complexity meet that challenge now. They're not giving NRG the free space they had before. They're taking the ball away and intercepting those touches, and you're seeing the results of it. The catalyst here, Raysball, beautiful read, follows through on the ball. CRR just clears lane, and you got a 2-0 lead with a lot of time.
JG, Justin again slightly awkward in defense. NRG can't get rid of it. They're keeping it out just. But how long can it last where Complexity rotate this well and when they've got Raysball?
I mean, you can't really blame Justin for that. He's so low, and he just tries to play it out. That's beautiful follow-up from Complexity.
In this game 5, they'll go up against version 1 Spaceman. Hang about. I was going to say the battle to win the group, but maybe there's a life still in NRG.
I mean, that's the play they tried to do 2 minutes ago to get Justin Squishy in position that eventually got cut down and led way to a 2-0.
Because that's what I always want to know is, do they have the firepower? And right now it seems like absolutely JNats can't make it back in time. Space Station out in front first.
All out of everybody on the pitch. That's your leading scorer, Daniel. Open net. I'm sure he wishes they were
limiting some of the options that G2 has at their disposal. A lot of great boost coverage. And actually, what? It's just open? No way. Why is it just open?
Professional Rocket League, that's why.
Oh, okay. So LJ got caught in the middle. I think Daniel might have got bumped because Atomic's out there in the net.
Play great tandem defense, and they don't allow those extra opportunities until now. The interception, JNAPS gets to Chicago, and G2's got the lead.
Felt like a little bit of a lapse of awareness right there. You could see at the start of that replay, LJ kind of just walking up in the box, not really.
We'll find out. I mean, Daniel had that early goal, and that was it until that big flourish at the end. JNAPS and Atomic combined for a little pinball action 7 seconds in.
Now, that's just a great read from JNAPS there on the sidewall, and LJ, he kind of gets put out in no man's land.
Right back to the end line, and
Daniel.
they will work from the
they're
back
gonna
wall,
score!
and then LJ's just going to pick their pocket and walk it home. And this one just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, you think it's great control, right? But somehow JNAPS, I mean, as he cuts back to his own net and lets Chicago
Chase this down instead. Atomic is up by a mile. Chicago, it's still on the goal line and in. Chicago finds a way to give G2 the lead.
Yeah, LJ's the defender back here. He doesn't have any boost, and so he goes into the corner, which means Arsenal has to rotate back from the midfield. And
the team everybody is kind of looking at as we go through this third round, as Chicago will score. We'll get to that in a moment. 2 minutes remain, and G2 continues to press its advantage, and Space Station have not had an answer.
I mean, great job, Arsenal. I mean, way to even get a hand on that one. That was a
Dignitas in their matchup. Chicago, I'm trying to make a point here. Oh my goodness. Daniel can't stop Atomic. Oh my gosh.
Let's talk about how physics work. Here's Daniel in the net. Pretty much a dead standstill. Atomic, full speed. They both
in CRL, and it's just carried over to today. There's a shot rolling through. Daniel, the low bouncer, gets through the defense. And SSG's back within 2. They've got some life here with 1:30.
That's a great bit of shooting from Daniel. The way he was on it to tip that one away. Thought for sure we were going to be looking at 3-2, but a huge play, and that will put game 2 on ice. Oh, G2 finding ways to stymie just some wonderful offensive ideas for Space Station. Sometimes it's just not there.
Then through Atomic. Only Chicago to beat.
Yeah.
And he did. LJ with Chicago just kind of dancing around on the goal line. Had to be aware of Daniel, had to be aware of LJ coming on, and he had no help.
Oh, and I mean, Chicago there is absolutely.
So Space Station scores first for the second game, but it does not matter as G2 have a quick answer yet again. It's Chicago, who's just about on a running riot at this point.
I should have went to Daniel's scam here.
So LJ had jumped. He burned a little bit of boost on that play, and it could be costly. Atomic with the redirect to push it forward, and G2's got a late goal again.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea from Space Station, but it does demand perfect execution. You can, of course, G2 throw one down there and let their stars do what they do best. They find a redirect. They score on the kickoff. It was a good try, Space Station, but it was not meant to be today.
Well, how about G2? Looking for an opportunity. Going to take this himself.
Oh,
can stay clear. Calm waiting, and he'll put it home himself.
Just handed it to him. I mean, it's kind of an awkward spot for Kinsey. He's got to go and challenge this flip reset, and unfortunately pulls Lion Blaze off the goal line at the same time with that. And version 1 starting to get their hands back on the ball at least a little bit. Kinsey pressuring Calm, and it will pay dividends. Just a little tap as you're going up the wall there. It sent him out to space. Had no shot to save this.
Well, this was the scoreline in game 1. Version 1 took it. And now Beast Mode second touch. Might need another to hit Calm. Oh, the two-man game works, and Beast Mode makes something out of nothing.
Oh, something out of nothing is right. This one got pieced together out of nowhere. Percy's going to be kicking himself for missing that ball because Lion Blaze, obviously, pressing now.
Oh, Torment.
What?
Get a piece, doesn't matter. Beast Mode, another act of wizardry as he scored an overtime winner to give V1 a 2-0 series lead.
Kinsey and Lion Blaze really tried. It wasn't as free quite as I thought. He did have a bit of an awkward line. There was a defender. He will recover. It's a hang on. I still got it. Don't worry.
Simulated danger. only for entertainment purposes. That's all that was. Percy's just trying to put on a little show. Headhunting, finding nobody. Big clear by Lion Blaze and Kinsey. No time on the clock.
Yeah.
Lion Blaze will put it away, and we'll see a fourth game.
Yeah, beast mode, kind of rocking a hard place here. He's thinking, I'm just going to secure this corner boost in case I get the ball, that to make sure I have enough to actually start.
Lion Blaze, but there's Percy for the stop. But version 1 applying a lot of pressure. Lion Blaze bumps down to the ground. He got stomped on, and Calm finished the job.
A matter of don't overcomplicate it. You've won the challenge through the corner. Just make sure it's as easy as possible for your teammate.
Alive. Kinsey racing to the corner boost. He's also going to be called on to stop Torment. Had to put the brakes on, and Calm will score again. Version 1, just the threat of physicality is enough.
Yeah, Kinsey, that's actually the right play there. You know you can't actually go and challenge there. And look.
Kinsey against different players. Here goes Percy. He's got a double lined up, and he'll score! Despite the block, Percy comes through clutch.
Well, you wanted to score early, you found it. I mean, Percy just got up early, said, Lion Blaze, give me the juice. Here it comes.